We are now going to have Dr. Tim Johnson. He's a history professor at Lipscomb University in Nashville and has a PhD in history from the University of Alabama. He's authored 6 books and over 20 articles on early American history. Dr. Johnson is a research fellow at Yale University and has been featured on the History Channel, C-SPAN, and public television. Let's give a rousing welcome to Dr. Tim Johnson.
About 2 years ago, the Intercollegiate Studies Institute gave a basic civics test to 2,500 Americans. 71% of them failed the test with an average score of 49. And what's worse than that, the politicians who took the test scored an average of 5 points lower than regular citizens. Maybe some of you saw a year and a half ago when the Democratic senator from New York, Chuck Schumer, was interviewed, and he said, "We have 3 branches of government: the President, the Senate, and the House of Representatives." This is the kind of ignorance that we're dealing with in Washington. We know that you can't love what you don't know. And too many Americans don't know their history. They don't know the founding principles. And so, after spending 20 years writing mostly about the Mexican War and the Civil War, I wrote this little book called Liberty versus Power as a short, quick little refresher course to remind people of our founding principles and why the Founding Fathers created limited government. You see, our Founding Fathers, for one thing, they were a lot smarter than we are today. They understood that over time, down through the centuries, there has always been this struggle going on. No matter where you look, what society or what form of government, there's always a struggle between individual liberty and government power. Governments always, by their very nature, they tend to expand. And so, our Founding Fathers created a remedy for that, a written Constitution. And so I remind people that our Constitution was not written to govern people. It was written to govern government. Our Constitution was written to protect people from government. Oh, sure, I know that politicians come along and they propose new programs and they think that they're creating something great and good with increased regulations and more programs to affect people's lives. But it was the great 19th century statesman Daniel Webster who said this: "There are men in all ages who mean to govern well, but they mean to govern. They promise to be good masters, but they mean to be masters." And Webster also said the Constitution was made to guard people against the dangers of good intentions. So, I would invite you to visit all of the vendors up on top of the hill and support what these groups are doing. Go to the Liberty versus Power table. These books are selling at half price today, $5. Half price. Buy several. Pass them out to your liberal friends who don't really know our founding principles. Let me leave you with a quote from John Adams, who said, "A constitution of government once changed from freedom can never be restored. Liberty once lost is lost forever." Now, I know all of you are going to get out and vote in November, but encourage your friends to do so as well. Please vote, and please remember the words of Plato, the 4th century Greek philosopher, who said, "One of the penalties of not participating in politics is that you will be governed by your inferiors." Thank you very much.